Hello students. Today we are starting with new chapter, that is coal and petroleum. We need a large number of materials for our survival. Some of these materials are man-made and some are naturals. Most materials required for our survival, such as air, water, sunlight, soil, etc., are provided by nature. Therefore, these materials are called natural resources. Now, the definition of natural resources. These resources are obtained from the nature and are called natural resources. Types of natural resources. There are two types of natural resources: inexhaustible natural resources and exhaustible natural resources. Inexhaustible natural resources. These sources are present in unlimited quantity in nature and are not likely to be exhausted by human activities. Example: sunlight, air, etc. Number two, exhaustible natural resources. The amount of these resources in nature is limited. They can be exhausted by human activities. Example: forest, coal, petroleum, natural gas, minerals, etc. Since coal, petroleum, and natural gas, they are formed from the remains of plants and animals that died millions of years ago. These are called fossil fuels. Fossil fuels, they are valuable sources of energy. Now I'm going to discuss about the exhaustible natural resources. Coal is processed in industry to get some useful product such as coke, coal tar and coal gas. Now I am going to discuss about coal. Coal, it is black or brownish black combustible substances. Chemically, coal is a mixture of chemical substances containing carbon, hydrogen and oxygen in combined form. Now the uses of coal. Number 1, coal, it is used to cook food. Number 2, it is used in railway engine to produce steam to run the engine. Number 3, for generating electricity in thermal power plant. Now I am going to explain you the story of coal formation. Do you know how coal was formed? It took millions of years to form coal. About 300 million years ago, our earth was covered with dense forest and swamp having huge trees, ferns, and other leafy plants. As these trees and plants died, they fell down on the wet and swampy floor of the forest and began to sink into the soil. More and more dead vegetation, gravel, and soil deposited over them. The heat and pressure from the top layers gradually turned the remains of plants into coal. This slow conversion of dead trees and plants into coal is called carbonization. Components of coal. A. Coke. It is porous, tough, black and purest form of coal. Uses of coke. It is used in extraction of metals. B. Coal tar. It is thick black liquid with unpleasant smell. It is a mixture of about 200 substances. Uses of coal tar. It is used in preparation of dyes, explosive, paints, synthetic fibers, drugs, and pesticides. C. Coal gas. Coal gas is a mixture of hydrogen, methane, carbon monoxide, and other gases. Uses of coal gas. It is used as fuel in many industries situated near the coal processing plant. Now, student, I am going to tell you about the petroleum. The word petroleum, it is derived from Latin word petra meaning rock and oleum meaning oil. Thus, petroleum literally means rock oil. Petrol and diesels are obtained from natural resources called petroleum. It is a mixture of various liquid hydrocarbons. Now, I am going to discuss how petroleum was formed. Petroleum was formed from remains of very tiny animals and plants that lived in seas and died millions of years ago. After they died, their bodies sank and got buried at the bottom of seas. Over the time, they were covered by layers of sand, silt, and clay. Over millions of years, the layers of sand, silt, and clay become very thick and the remains buried deeper and deeper. In the absence of air, enormous heat and pressure from these layers slowly changed the dead remains into petroleum and natural gas. Figure, it is shown here the deposit of petroleum and natural gas. You can see the layer containing petroleum oil and the gas is above that of water. Why is it so? Can you think? The oil and gas are lighter than water and do not mix with it. Refining of petroleum. Petroleum is a dark oily liquid. It has an unpleasant odor. It is a mixture of various constituents such as petroleum gas, petrol, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin wax, etc. The process of separating the various constituents fraction of petroleum is known as refining of petroleum. It is carried out in petroleum refinery. You can you can see the figure of the petroleum refinery given in this slide. Do you know about petrochemicals? Many useful substances are obtained from petroleum and natural gas. These are termed as petrochemicals. These are used in manufacturing of detergents, fibers, polythene, and other man made plastics. Now I am going to explain about natural gases. Natural gas is a very important fossil fuel because it is easy to transport through pipes. Natural gas, it is stored under high pressure as compressed natural gas. Natural gas was formed millions of years ago along with petroleum when microscopic sea plants and animals died and got buried under the sand and mud. These plants and animals under anaerobic condition changed to gas. It consists mainly of methane gas, ethane about 10%, propane about 3%, and butane. When natural gas is compressed at high pressure, then it is called CNG, compressed natural gas. Natural gas is highly inflammable. It burns cleanly and does not produce any ash and smoke. You know, children, studied in the beginning of the chapter that some of the natural resources are exhaustible, like fossil fuels, forest, mineral, etc. They account for 90% of energy being used today. Burning of fossil fuel like coal and petroleum leads to major environmental problems such as air pollution, acid rain, and global warming. They are in limited quantity, so We should use it judiciously. In India, the Petroleum Conservation Research Association offers the following tips to conserve petrol and diesel while driving. Number 1, drive at a constant and moderate speed as far as possible. Driving at a high speed or slow speed wastes a lot of fuel. Number 2, switch off engine if you have to wait at traffic light or for any other reason. Number 3, check the tire pressure regularly. Low pressure or too high pressure waste fuel. Number 4, make sure that you send your vehicle to garage for regular maintenance. Thank you.